Tuesday already. Welcome to the Garage, the Court of Public Opinion. Peter Clayton's behind the camera. I'm Jeremy Cordo. Don't forget live streaming and your calls on Friday. I look forward to that. I've got a small, what would you call it, Pete, a video?
Yeah, it's a video clip, yes.
A video clip to show you, which I found quite enlightening about the voice. I won't make comment on it, I'll just show it to you, and I'll do that in a minute or three. Lots happening. Teachers want 20% less time in the classroom. Did you see that? Interesting, isn't it? Teachers want, if they want less time in the classroom, where do they want more time in, I wonder? There was an old 80-20 rule I remember people used to tell me about. You know, the kids went to school and they spent 80% of their time in the classroom and 20% of the time in the playground, and 80% of their knowledge came from the playground and 20% came from the classroom. Cynical, but look, nothing would surprise me. Anyway, they want less time in the classroom and they're prepared to go on strike to get it. Well, I don't know. That benefit, I mean, is that a benefit? I thought it was a job to go into the classroom. Now, when we've got kids coming out of that classroom who can't read or write, something's terribly wrong with the education system, with the education union, and of course the training that teachers are given. It seems to me, and it has for some time, that teachers are much more interested in politics than they are in teaching. Now, something should be done about that group of militant people. They're not suited to teaching. They would be more into brainwashing. I don't know what their real agenda is, more indoctrination than education. But we should keep an eye on it because the Education Union is a very, very powerful, very influential union. I see a worrying sign, I guess. Foreign investment in China has plunged to its lowest level in 25 years. Don't know what's behind that. A big state government advertising campaign to tell us, you've probably seen it, to tell us that dogs can bite. It's in South Australia. Maybe they're going to show it elsewhere in the country, I'm not sure. But it's fairly dramatic, fairly effective. A woman is explaining that this rather large dog, and the larger the dog, of course, the worse the bite if it happens to go that way. No offence to Katie.
No, she wouldn't hurt a flea.
No, I gather that. But have you seen the commercial, Pete?
Yes, yes.
It seems like the lady is saying, I put my head down against my best friend, his head, and he bit me. And there's a quite dramatic picture of the several really bad stitched scars on her face. Really very bad. And even in the commercial, when everything is healed, you can still see that she has been badly scarred for life. But the message is that, you know, dogs can bite. Well, look, in all honesty, this is more of the nanny state stuff gone mad. We all know that dogs can bite. I remember my mother, we had a little, not a Kelpie, it was a little cross baby dog, not a big one, but she could snap. And my mother always used to say, don't put your face anywhere near the dog. Because even though the dog would, you know, chances are it would lick you, it might bite you. But isn't it common sense? We are not stupid. We don't need our noses wiped. We, the government, will spend, look, I couldn't tell you. We're going to have Andrew Killy, the famous advertising bloke, the guru, in the broadcast on Friday. at the dining room table, so it'll give me, I'll ask him, he'll know. But an advertising campaign like that, I wouldn't think there'd be much change out of $200,000 or $300,000 for the creative and the time, or to tell us something we bloody well know. Dogs can bite. And in fact, surprise, surprise, they do. It's, I don't know, instinct in the genes or something. You know, there are more people who claim to have a disability in Australia than there are Aboriginals. Now, they believe they have many problems, and I don't doubt that. Even though, of course, there is the NDIS, which, to my mind, is the biggest problem. But anyway, what they have done is interesting, and I think very sensible. They have appointed a spokesperson to represent the 600,000 to 700,000 people who claim to be disabled. I mean, you know the sort of thing, their needs, their wants, their problems, their grievances, their anxieties, the things that have to be fixed. Now, this one person has been assigned and paid to meet with the Minister, Bill Shorten, and to explain to him exactly what the disabled needs. This is after considerable, massive consultation with the various groups. What their complaints are, or what the solutions might be, will be put before the Minister by this one individual. Now, I think that is a much better idea than the Voice. It's smarter, it's quicker, it's cleaner, it's streamlined, it's simply straightforward and direct. The spokesman for the disabled goes back to the various associations and groups and reports to them exactly what the Minister said. The Minister will liaise with that representative, and the whole thing is precise, neat, and non-bureaucratic. And what he's going to do and what he promises to do, well, it'll all sort of come out in the wash, I suppose. Whereas the Voice is chaos, divisive, racist, expensive, unnecessary, chaotic. I could think of all sorts of words. A simple democratic process to get a job done, unless, of course, there is more to this Voice thing than meets the eye, like the other 24, 25 pages. Don't know. But in the moments left in today's Court of Public Opinion, I would like you to look at this video, because I found it very direct and very interesting. And if you disagree with me or anything that I say, there's always Friday where you can ring me at the dining room table, live from anywhere in the world, and you can tear my ears off. I welcome your feedback. I'll give you the dates for today, and then I'll flick over to... should we do the clip first, or should we do the dates first?
Do the clip, I think.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's do the clip. Yeah, we'll run it right now.
Okay. The Voice debate has, over the last week, been rocked by the Prime Minister's acknowledgement that he hasn't actually read the whole of the Uluru Statement document, just the one-page summary on the top. It was on this program when regular host Peter Credlin picked up on some comments by Megan Davis from the government's referendum working group, saying that the document was 18 to 20 pages long, that this little thread was pulled. It didn't take long for the government's credibility on the Voice proposal, to the extent that it had some, to then unravel. And it pretty quickly became clear that a big part of the reason that Australians have been starved of detail, shut down with accusations of racism whenever they question the viability of this idea, and faced with constantly changing goalposts, is because the very leader of the Yes campaign, our Prime Minister, isn't across the detail. Now, those on the yes side of the debate have now closed ranks. Megan Davis has recanted her statement about the length of the document being 18 to 20 pages, and she now says that the Uluru statement consists of just one. And the ABC RMIT University's so-called fact-check unit, hardly an impartial group without an agenda of their own, have decided to label coverage around this false information based on nothing more than the contrary assertion of those commentators on the political left. Using that, Peter Credlin's contributions as a media commentator to this important public debate are being censored by big tech platforms like Facebook. This is what big tech from faraway towns in other countries are prepared to do to interfere, unfairly in my view, in a contested issue that goes to the heart of the shape of our democratic institutions for the years ahead. It's no small thing. And they're doing it now without any law asking them to do so. It's heavy-handed and it's dangerous for democracy. But if this is what they're prepared to do now, without Labor's proposal for censorship legislation they've been floating in the Parliament, just imagine what they'll do with a big bureaucracy and the threat of penalties there to push them along. It's censorious, it's manipulative, and it's just plain wrong.
Don't tell me now. Tell me Friday. Tell me Friday. I think that's very good. August the 21st. We are... No, I'm sorry, that was yesterday. Forgot to turn the page. August 22, 1865, William Shepard is issued with the first US patent for liquid soap. Liquid soap. 1872, Australia's overland telegraph line is connected. One of Australia's greatest logistical and engineering feats ever. And that was back in 1872. Allowed fast communications between Australia and the rest of the world for the first time. Pardon me, we were connected for the first time. In 1944, Adolf Hitler orders Paris to be destroyed. Oh, he tried. 1851, gold fields discovered in Australia. 1926, gold is discovered in Johannesburg in South Africa. I wonder when they discovered diamonds in South Africa. I think South Africa is more famous for diamonds than gold. 1888, Australia unveils its platinum coin, the koala. Gee, I don't even remember that. Do you, Pete?
No, I don't.
Huh. The Cadillac motor car is founded. Cadillac, 1901. And they weren't electric. But there was an electric car running around New York, they tell me, in 1904. Anyway, we might talk some more about electric cars. They remain contentious, in my mind anyway. 1965, Ellen Church, American first female airline steward. Ellen Church, United Flight in 1930 from San Francisco to Cheyenne. Ellen Church, America's first female airline stewardess. She dies in a horse riding accident at the age of 60 on this day in 1965. First encounter between British and German troops in Belgium in 1914 in that awful war. Ida Henrietta Hyde, American psychologist who invented microelectrode treatment. First woman allowed to research at Harvard Medical School and to be elected to the American Psychology and Psychiatry Society, dies at 87. James Corden, British actor. I've seen him, sort of came in and replaced David Letterman. I never really got him for some reason. Didn't seem to work for me, but, I don't think he's doing it anymore. James Corden, British actor, comedian and television host, The Late Show with James Corden, born in London in 1978. Well, that's probably the reason. He's not old enough. 1932, BBC begins experimental regular TV broadcasts. 1932. Honor Blackman, English actress, Goldfinger, The Avengers. Born in London, died in 2020. I didn't know she died, but born in 1925. Oh, 25, that's a fair age, isn't it? And actor Charlie Chaplin divorces his second wife, Lita Gray, after 3 years back in 1927. The marriage is the largest divorce settlement at the time. She got $600,000 plus trusts for the children. The last Volkswagen Rabbit was produced in 1984. What's a Volkswagen Rabbit?
Never heard of it.
No. Norman Schwarzkopf, significant US Army General, commander of coalition forces in the US Gulf, was born in New Jersey. He died in 2012, but born in 1934. A vintage Hawker Hunter plane crashes into A27, which is a dual carriageway road running between Stoneham Airshow in Britain, killing at least 11 people. The Hawker Hunter aeroplane, I got a picture of that aeroplane somewhere. Early jet plane, but a very pretty looking aircraft. Anyway, it was 2015 and it was a vintage Hawker Hunter that went down. The English Civil War begins between the Royalists and Parliament in 1642. So you can fight City Hall. Yes. DNA testing links O.J. Simpson to the murder of Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman. 1994, that was. Anyway, that's a few things we remember the day for. Thank you so much for being with us. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow in the Court of Public Opinion here on Facebook and as a podcast, because Andy Martin takes the audio from our Facebook and that goes out on various platforms, and you can get that wherever you get your favourite podcast. And of course, live streaming, the Court of Public Opinion, jeremycordeaux.com. We have a whole lot of stuff up there at the moment. Music grabs and bits and pieces, and, you might think it interesting to have a listen to. But the live streaming show, 3 hours of it, Friday between 9 o'clock and 12. Look forward to that. Meantime, see you tomorrow. Believe in yourself, and goodbye for now.